Fettuccine Alfredo is a classic among American pasta dishes. Today we're making the best chicken Alfredo that you'll likely ever have. Way better than any store-bought sauce or expensive restaurant meal. So let's make it. Let's start this recipe off by doing a little bit of prep work. Grab 6 cloves of the most delicious substance on earth, garlic. Lightly crush each clove with the back of your knife. Cut off the bottom and peel the skin. Then run your knife several times all over the garlic just to get it as fine as possible. Once completed, put it all in a bowl and set it aside for now. Now we can prep our chicken. Grab 2 chicken breasts and cut off any unwanted fat. And just cut that all up into manageable bite-sized chunks. Once both chicken breasts are fully cut, spread out all of the pieces into a flat layer on your cutting board. Generously sprinkle all of your chicken bites with salt and pepper. Flip all of your pieces over, and sprinkle with salt and pepper just as we did the first side. Make sure not to skimp out on this brings a lot of flavor. Now to cook the chicken, we first need a preheated pan. Grab a pan big enough for all of your chicken bites, set the heat to medium-high, and drizzle in enough olive oil just to coat the bottom of the pan. While we're waiting for our pan to heat up, we can get a big pot filled with water to cook our noodles in. Add a good amount of salt to that water. Turn the temperature up on high so we can get our water to a nice boil. Once your pan is super hot, add all of your chicken to your pan. Spread it all out the best you can. We want as much surface area of the pan touching the chicken. My chicken breasts were pretty big, so I barely had enough room. You may want to consider doing 2 batches. Now just let that chicken cook in the pan for about 3 to 4 minutes so we get some nice browning on the first side. After the first side is nice and brown, flip all of your chicken over and cook 3 to 4 minutes as well until that side is nice and browned. Depending on how thick your chicken pieces are, you may have to cook it just a little bit longer. At this point, now that all the pieces are browned, you can stir all of it together. You can cut one of the thickest pieces open just to see and make sure that it's done. Once it's finished, take all of your chicken out of the pan and set it aside in a small bowl. By now your water should be boiling. Go ahead and add 1 whole pound of fettuccine pasta and just cook according to the box until al dente. We don't want any mushy noodles here. And once those noodles are done, strain out the water with a colander and just let those noodles sit in the colander for now. We're going to add it back to that big pot later, but since it's still hot and we don't want to overcook the noodles, so we can leave it sit in the strainer until our Alfredo is finished. Now we can finish up by making the Alfredo sauce, which is surprisingly easy to make. Take your pan that you used for the chicken earlier and set it to medium heat. Drop in 6 tablespoons or 85 grams of unsalted butter. Once that's fully melted, add in 1.5 cups of heavy cream or about 345 grams. Additionally, we can add 1/3 cup or 80 grams of whole milk. Whisk that all together and bring to a light simmer, and then just wait a few minutes. Once it starts to thicken up slightly, you can test that it's ready by using the back of a spoon. Dip it into the creamy butter mixture, and if it coats the back of the spoon nicely without falling off, it's ready. Now we can turn off the heat and whisk in 2 1/4 cup of Parmigiano Reggiano, or about 200 grams, the good stuff. Once all the cheese is melted, throw in all of your garlic, season to taste with salt and pepper, and you have your Alfredo sauce. Now all that's left to do is to mix all of our components together. We can drop in all of our pasta, mix in all of our sauce, and then dump in all of our chicken and mix that around as well. Go ahead and serve immediately, and maybe even with some roasted broccoli. Let's take a look at our final product. So there we have it. We made delicious chicken fettuccine Alfredo. It was that easy. Why pay upwards of $20 at a restaurant or buy a jar of subpar sauce when you can make it at home so much better? Trust me, it's easy, cheap, and delicious. You won't want it any other way. So if you enjoyed the video or learned something, please leave a like and subscribe. We have a bunch more videos on the way. Thanks for watching.